Hi guys, ended up in Poundland today and I picked up this long-handled ice scraper and looked at it and I thought that'll probably make a rubber band powered car. Got a gap at the front end there that we should be able to get a plastic tube through for the front axle. And at the back end, I reckon if we cut a couple of those fingers out of the way, we'll have room for a rubber band to wrap up around the back axle if we just glue a couple of drinking straw tubes either side there. So cut out those middle ones for a gap to wrap the rubber band round. Tube there, axle through the middle, and we should have a rubber band powered car. I'm sure I could just saw it to cut the teeth out, but I guess it's going to be more fun if I heat up this knife. I've used it in one of my previous rubber band power videos. The metal goes right up through the middle here, so if you hold it you'll burn your hand. So I've got these protective gloves on, or protective mitten. So plan is heat this up, cut out there, there, and across there, and that should do it. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, I'll leave those, 1, 2, 3, and cut out the middle section. I expect there'll be some fumes here, so you need it to be well ventilated. Yeah, job done. Remember to put that in cold water. Hot glue gun time. Yep, that's warming up. So we want a couple of bits of drinking straw, just long enough to go over the end there. In fact, it might be easier. Yeah, I'll glue it on like that first and then cut the centre out. Just a little bit to hold it in place to begin with. That should do. We'll let that cool down, and while we're at it, decide what we're going to do at the other end. I've got this hard plastic tube that I've used in quite a few of my projects. Oh, well that's handy. That's a tight fit. Oh well. It's crushing it a little bit, but I don't think that's going to cause a problem. Well, that's ideal. Yeah, I won't even bother gluing that. So back at this end, if that's cooled down enough yet. Just about. So we need it just a bit longer than the plastic so that the wheels don't rub on the bodywork. And then cut the middle out so we can wrap the rubber band round. If you don't know how to do these wheels, have a look in the video description. There's a link to my playlist of help files on how to do things like make CDs into wheels. All you're doing is gluing bottle tops in the middle. So all I do is wrap the rubber band round there so it holds onto itself, but if you want to, you could cut a little bit off the end of your bamboo skewer and glue it in the middle, T-shaped, and then it's easy to hook the rubber band on. So that's our back wheels. I also find it handy to leave some of the barbecue skewer sticking out. You don't need quite as much as this, but it makes it easy to wind up the rubber band. And at the other end, make sure you've got a little bit of a gap left so that it spins freely. Right, we need some rubber bands. I've got some rubber bands already joined together here. If you're not sure how to do that, there is a link in the video description to my help files, and one of those is how to join rubber bands together. So what I want is that to go under there and over there. So let's see if we can work this out. There we go. So that'll hold it in place. And just wrap the rubber band so it goes round over itself. That holds it in place. When you wind it up, make sure it doesn't actually get caught under the tubes on either side, because that will jam it. But that should do the job. Yep, that works. Because I haven't glued that front axle in place, it is free to wobble around a bit, which may give us a problem getting the steering right. But we'll see how we get on. If it is a real problem, then I will have to glue it. But we'll try it like that. See how that goes. I might have to glue that front axle. Just wedge some bits of barbecue skewer in there to fill in the hole so it doesn't wobble around so much. We'll see if that works. Oh, that worked better. We'll chase it this time. Yep, that works. Well, I'm quite pleased with that. That works absolutely fine. I'm not winding the rubber band up very far, so it could go faster and further quite easily. So just to recap, it's a Poundland long reach ice scraper that I've cut the middle out of the actual scraper part so we can wrap the rubber band round. A couple of bits of drinking straw hot glued in place for the axle tubes. The axles are bamboo skewers or barbecue skewers. The wheels are CDs with bottle tops hot glued in the middle for the hubs. At the front end I've got a hard plastic tube for the front axle tube. There was an existing hole there that I've pushed it through. It's a tight fit, but I've also added a few extra bits of bamboo skewer there to fill up the rest of the gap, and that holds it nice and straight so we get a nice run out of it. So yeah, pleased with that, nice and easy. Rubber band powered car. Job done.